Let's talk about career pivots. Start of school, and sometimes people want to change their career directions, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So career pivots can be both exciting and also they can be very challenging. And I want to talk about 5 mindsets that you should focus on in order to navigate your career pivot and make it successful. So the first one is you need to embrace flexibility and also learn to be adaptable. That is really important. Life is not going to go the way you always think it is. And the other thing that goes with that is make sure that you keep your eyes wide open for opportunities. So many times people they see the opportunities, but they don't necessarily want to embrace them or choose to change in some form or fashion. So you want to embrace flexibility and also be adaptable. Number 2, this is really important. Focus on your transferable skills, not just on the duties that you performed at your job. I'll give you an example. A few years back, I worked with a chemical engineer in Houston, and she had actually been out of work for 8 years raising her kids. She wanted to get back into the job market, and what she found was that at that time in Houston, the oil and gas industry was actually on a downturn. So the other thing that she saw was that the space industry was actually going on an upturn. She looked at her transferable skills and how they could apply to the space industry. Even though her experience had all been in oil and gas, and she was able to get a job as an engineer in the space industry in about 3 months by looking at her transferable skills. So a lot of times you may go into a career pivot and not have the skill sets that you need for that specific job, but there are other skills that you have that actually can apply. So that is what you should focus on, your transferable skills, like leadership, like teamwork, like speaking, public speaking, like sales strategies, those type of things. The third one is lifelong learning. A growth mindset comes from learning and continuing to learn. As we keep feeding our mind, we keep motivating ourselves. We keep looking to how we can get better. Lifelong learning, always continuing to learn about whatever it is that you do as a job, what you want to do, is always valuable to you. A mind that is being used is always a healthy mind, and it helps with that motivation as well. Number 4, this is important, to cultivate resilience. Resilience is something that we're not innately born with, but we are able to cultivate that. Life is never going to be perfect, ever. When we focus on the bad things, we have a tendency not to motivate ourselves. If you focus on a setback or a failure that you see in your head, look at how those things have built you to who you are now and how they can in turn build you even more. You know, Michael Jordan, I love to talk about him, always in a positive light. He is an example of taking that resilience and doing better and better each and every time. Kobe Bryant is another one. But also, don't always focus on the negatives. Look for what a positive is out of everything. And that helps build your resilience. My resilience was built by my mom. She did not have an easy life. And every situation, I never really heard her complain. And she always looked at every situation as, what can I do to get ahead of that? How can I take that and do it better? And that was something that I just grew up seeing her do in everyday life. And that is something that has always continued to help me by that mindset of, okay, it's not that I can't do it. How can I do it? Building your resilience helps that mindset be created on how you can do it better. You know, what went wrong? What do you want to change going into the future? And number 5, network and mentors. Those are really important. Build a network of people from various industries. One of the things that I value the most is how many people I met when I lived in Houston. People from all different industries. from nuclear engineering to people that worked at the local bakery in a Kroger. So many different people. And it's really important that you build a network of different industries, different people, different backgrounds. The difference of everybody helps build you into a better, well-rounded person. And mentors go with that. Find someone in your industry or the industry that you want to pivot into and talk with them, cultivate a relationship with them. Listen to them. See how they have navigated certain difficulties in their lives. And that can help you get ahead quicker and better. If you are in a career pivot and you are looking at how to do that, do not be discouraged. Look for those opportunities, be flexible, continue to learn about whatever it is, and just keep putting yourself out there. No one is ever prepared to start, ever. We just have to start somewhere. The only way that you are going to get ahead is by stepping outside your comfort zone and starting in some form or fashion. And so it's really important that you keep that mindset, because no one got to where they are by starting from perfect. They got to where they are by continuing to get up and try every day. And so don't be discouraged. If you're looking for a different path in life with your career, do not be discouraged by setbacks that happen every day. Focus on these things that I just talked about. The flexibility, the adaptability. Focus on the networking. Focus on your transferable skills. One of the best things that I ever did was I worked for an intermodal trucking company for 10 years. I know some of you are probably like, that's crazy. Yes, I worked with truck drivers, 260 of them from all over the Southeast. I dealt with their maintenance and repair and the equipment they pulled. I didn't actually physically repair it. But the one thing that I learned was the ability to talk to anyone about anything and to be able to put those people at ease when whatever I was talking about. And that is a skill that I have used in every single thing that I have done since then. That was a skill that could not be taught in college or in any type of classroom. And so those are the skill sets that have done me well in any job or any activity that I have pursued. So really focus on your transferable skills and not necessarily on the lack of experience. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're trying to be a nuclear scientist, yes, you do have to have education in nuclear physics or whatever it is. You have to have education in something nuclear. But focus always on your transferable skills, because there's always a way to make something out of what you have. And don't ever close the door on what it is that you really want to do without looking at the entire picture on a 360-degree view. Bye, guys.